Welcome back to Keen on Australia. Well, we love helping people with moving here to Australia, so we touch lots of topics, whether that's professionals talking about mortgages, car purchasing, getting a rental, all those sorts of things. And we've also got a new series fresh off the boat. This is people that have been here under 2 years. We talk with them and we understand their experience, how they're finding it. We let them tell their story. Hopefully that helps you with your decision to move to Australia. This is all educational information. And we recommend if you're going to do anything or do any moving, you seek out legal professional advice for your specific situation. Today, we've got Suzanne on the show, and she's moved over to here. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, hi Darren, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. Yeah, my name's Suzanne, or Suzanne Lewis. I'm 49 and we moved to Australia last May with my husband. I'm a dance teacher and Pete Lewis, who's my husband, is a painter and wallpaperer.
Nice. So why Australia? What made you guys pick Australia and where'd you move from?
Yeah, the obvious. We came from England, a place called Milton Keynes. So if anyone knows Milton Keynes, it's set up with lots of roundabouts and traffic lights, and it's like a perfect Lego town. So, and it's very grey. So not much, I would say. There is a lot going on there, but we wanted a little bit of a difference. We wanted something exciting. We wanted to do a move. And we picked Australia, mainly because also English speaking, and obviously the obvious, the weather. But being over here, we've realised that it's more relaxed, a lot more to do, and also people are a lot friendlier as well.
Nice. And where did you guys end up settling? Where did you pick in Australia?
Yeah, so we are on the Gold Coast and we are in Pimpama.
Nice. Oh, and obviously being from the UK, you guys would have to obtain a visa to come over. Tell us
Yes.
about that. Was that hard to do, or what's?
Yeah, it was. As I say, I say that my husband did a lot of the hard work because he had to take an English test before we could whilst the actual application was open. And that was quite hard. He studied for about 6 months, and the English test was quite difficult. There's various categories that he had to describe. So he had to describe images. He had to do memory tests. So, for example, it was 20 words would pop up, and he had to remember them in order. He had to write essays. So he studied for 6 months. And he did really well, and he passed it first time, and he was 2 points away from the top score.
Nice. Well done.
So, yeah. So I think if it had been reversed, I wouldn't have been so successful. Yeah. And then unfortunately, when COVID hit, we'd already started the process, and everything was going really well. And then COVID hit, and we had to wait. I would say, it was about another kind of like 3 to 4 years. We'd organised our police checks, but because of COVID, we had to then reapply. So then that's had then another cost incurred, going for new police checks. There was medicals. So all in all, English money, it was about £8,500 for that whole process.
Oh,
To
wow.
yeah, so but we did, I must admit, we were very sensible because we knew that we wanted to do this. That was our focus. So we did save before we came out here. We still live back in the UK, but we were just very, very careful, knowing what was ahead, and that we needed, when we got out here to buy new cars. Pete's a trainee, so he had his own business back at home, and that was the first thing he said, that he's going to try that, go on his own first of all, and that's going really, really well for him. He started his own business. So when we came out here, he bought the van outright, but again we budgeted, and then with my car as well, we budgeted as well. So we stuck to that budget when we got out here. We didn't go over, and so that kind of helped us. We had kind of like quite strict kind of deadlines and things like that we did adhere to, and which kind of helped us. We weren't silly, we were quite kind of careful with money as soon as we got out here.
Yeah. Oh, and having a budget like that definitely makes it a lot easier and knowing what you're coming to and those sort of things.
Yeah.
The budgets and that, what did you do when you first moved? Did you go to a hotel or Airbnb or
We had a Airbnb in Mudgerborough for 4 weeks. So, and we planned quite a lot while we were there. So, various obviously the documents that you have to have in place. So we were there for 4 weeks. And then we then came to Pimpamar. We were very lucky that we found it was because we had 2 weeks in Thailand before we came. I think that was quite nice just to kind of get us ready and just have a little bit of a break because leaving the UK, I'd been in a job that I was in for 23 years. So that was quite emotional leaving that, plus also as well leaving friends and family, which I have to be honest, no one prepares you for. So that was quite tough because I'm really, really close to my family, and Pete is with his brother and friends. So that was quite tough as well. So we said, well, let's do a holiday. But I don't think we really relaxed on that holiday because we knew, you know, of the next step and thinking that there's quite a lot of head that we had to plan and we had to do. And the move is very, very big. It's huge. So we were there, and then there was because we joined like Brits on Gold Coast, Brits in Brisbane Facebook page, and there was a lady that was on that was staying in Pimpara in the house that we're in at the moment, and she said that they were moving out, so she gave us that contact, which was great. So because we have heard that it is quite because we turned when we came to Pimpama. We didn't have any jobs. So that was quite hard as well when we started looking at places to live. And yeah, we found this house in Pimpamar, which is great.
awesome. So you landed a house pretty luckily by the sounds of it pretty quickly, which makes it
Yeah,
a lot easier.
totally.
In those first few months, was there any other drama or was it all pretty smooth sailing? Or how was the transition, like redoing licenses and all those sorts of things? Was it not too bad? Or?
Yeah. I mean that was okay. We had with Medicare, we were back and forth with Medicare quite a bit. So because my passport is in my maiden name and not in my married name, they had to have various documents for that. And then there was a case of they'd lost some documents. So then I had to then post them and then email them, and then the some of that it was just back and forth all of the time. So that was a little bit of a moment because I have to have certain medication, so I was paying for like the full whack, which was fine. But then we weren't getting our Medicare card straight away. So I must admit, Medicare did take a little bit longer than we anticipated.
Yeah, unfortunately, some of those processes can take a little bit longer if you're not lucky, or if you're
Yeah,
missing just one form, it can make it a bit hard. So it's nice if you've got a list that you can have it all checked off.
yeah,
We had a bit of the
totally.
same problem when we moved. We were one document short and it made it take a bit longer than it should. But now that
Yeah.
you're all settled and been here over a year now, how are you finding it? Was it the right move for you guys? Are you glad you did it?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. We do miss family and friends, but without sounding arrogant, we don't miss anything else. You know, we don't miss Milton Keynes. I thought that I would miss my job a lot. As I say, I'd led a musical theatre course for 21 years and had made great friends whilst I was in that job as well. But we were ready for the move. And it was at the right time for both of us.
Awesome. And with doing that now that you've been and done it all, is there just some things you wish you knew before you moved, or is there any tips or advice that you definitely give people that they need to sort before they move?
Yeah, I mean, we were very lucky, as I say. We did save. We do have our property back in the UK, and we're renting that out. So that also is supporting a little bit financially as well in the early days when we got here. So we were very lucky that we didn't have to sell up and use the funds from our house to support us when we were over here. With our move cube, we only took the essentials. Maybe we bought too many clothes and trainers over. I think Yeah, too many clothes we brought over, or we have too many clothes and trainers. But we did bring a lot of furniture because, thinking ahead, if we had gone into rented accommodation like we are, it's fully furnished. So if we had have bought quite a lot of furniture over to us, that would have incurred another cost because then we'd have had to put that into storage. So, we only bought really over kind of like what we needed. So we had a medium size move cube. And then, just kind of like being quite careful. Within the first couple of months, we were very careful with our money. And with Pete, obviously buying new tools for his trade, he's buying them as he goes along, but he was able to bring a certain amount over.
Awesome.
So, and really as a dance teacher, I haven't got that much of equipment.
Yeah.
Just,
And then, how are you finding your day-to-day living here comparison to where you were in the UK? Are you finding it about the same, or are you finding it cheaper, or like things like petrol, food, all those sort of things?
To be honest, when we before we came out here, there was a lot of people that we were chatting to saying, "Oh, it's really, it's expensive in Australia," but we found that petrol was cheaper. And to be honest, it's about the same. And sometimes now when we go out, for meals, it's probably a little bit cheaper than the UK.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank you for coming on the show today and telling everyone about your experience. It's great to see that you're both landed here and all happy in Australia now and moving on with your new lives. And we the best of luck with that. And then everyone listening out there, obviously, keep an ear out. We've got more shows coming out. We'll be talking to a rental manager soon about getting rental properties. We've got a finance broker coming on about buying cars, and we'll be talking to more people that have moved fresh off the boat. So jump on Facebook. You'll find us there, Keen on Australia, or obviously subscribe to us on Spotify if you want to hear our shows. And if you've got anyone you want us to talk to or you want to be on the show, please just reach out to us.